Bonaduce, life coach. Danny Bonaduce, life coach.
All righty, it is time for Danny Bonaduce, life coach. I happen to be Danny Bonaduce, life coach, and you should call me right now. Here's the phone number, 1-800-252-1025. Would love to talk to you. Happily take your emails just as well at lifecoach@KZOK.com. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorceman. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Let's start with Dave in Seattle. Good morning, Dave. How the heck are you?
Good morning, Danny.
What's up?
I came home early from work, and my son, he goes to college, and he was at home, and he rushed out to get something from the store, but he left his Facebook page open. So I went over there and started looking, and I'm a snooper, you know. So anyway, I noticed some pictures of some frat parties, and there's a girl that lives down the street from us. We know her family.
Right.
She's underage, and it's like she's Miley Cyrus. She's, you know, guys are making sandwiches with her. They're sticking their tongue in her ear. You know, lots of bong.
Well, you know, I'm watching the news right now. So I mean, this question, if you're not watching the news, might seem a little ridiculous. But since I am, is this woman conscious in these pictures?
Yes, she is.
Do you know what I'm talking? Do you know what I'm talking about, Dave? There's a girl right now, a bunch of them, at a frat party, passed out, and people were all taking pictures with her. And this is big news. This is also big trouble. But this girl, although only 17 years old or whatever, is perfectly conscious. And when you say making sandwiches, you mean literally making sandwiches involving bread.
I mean, two guys with her in the middle.
Okay, you see, I did not get that. I got the first, I got the okay, she's awake and under her own power. Oh, and they're making sandwiches.
You thought peanut butter and jelly.
I did think peanut butter and jelly, but she's awake and it's funny and life is all good for everybody so far in the story. And life's good for everybody, right, Dave?
Well, she's smiling like she's having the time of her life. I mean, she looks like she's really having a good time.
Well, I'll tell you this, Dave, and I love you, but I'll tell you this. And by the way, I don't think it's going to come to anything at all. But let's say the question is, hey, I can't tell if any of this is legal and or moral. And whether or not a person is smiling doesn't really make any difference. But so far, I think there's no big deal going on here. So what is your question for me, David? Let me tell you first of all that you're a parent and you're on the same block with this kid and that you care, I think is really good. This says a lot about you. But what is your question?
My question is, should I let her parents know? Because there's a lot of alcohol visible. There's marijuana being smoked. I mean, she comes across like she's a female Eddie Haskell, very polite. You know, very.
You know what? I think yes, Dave. To be honest with you, this is an iffy one. No harm, no foul. If there's liquor going to her lips or marijuana going to her lips, minor laws are being infracted upon. But I just don't like the possible implications later on. Now, nobody's taking their pants off in any of this or shirts off in any of these pictures, are they, Dave?
Yeah, some of the guys are shirtless, and she's getting pictures with showing panties. You know, that's why I was making the Miley Cyrus.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, Clara. I just thought you meant she was a skinny, cute girl, but okay, that's even better. But I'll tell you what, and it's weird and it's iffy, and don't run and get nervous. But we've walked over these train tracks before on this show, and the fact is, if this kid, and I think you're fine, so don't panic when I say this, Dave. Everything's fine. But if this kid did take her shirt off, your son and possibly even you are now in possession of kiddie porn. Isn't that weird how that happens? All somebody's got to be is half naked and under 18. That didn't happen, but I would get this kid. What the hell? I'd dump it off your server just to be safe. And I would forget the law on this one. Nobody broke any laws or anything. But you say you like this girl, let her parents parent. That's their job. It's her job to act like that. And it's their job to catch her and go, honey, what are you up to? So don't prevent that conversation. I would say, hey, Bob, I was with my sons. I was on his Facebook page. You know, Cindy's over there. And I don't know if you want to talk to her about it. I'm sorry, maybe it's none of my business. Or however you want to get in and out of that because it's an iffy program with somebody else's parents. But you can then let them parent. Honey, this is not how we raised you. Or they're going to go, it's exactly how you raised you. You're not breaking any laws. No big deal. But I'd walk into this with her parents. And to answer your first question, should I tell her parents? Yes, you really should. But having said that, I wouldn't make a big deal. And nothing that big happened here. I just think you should give her parents, a chance to parent. She gets the chance to next week take her shirt off at a frat house, but you're going to cut that off at the pass and tell her parent about this week, and everybody still got their clothes on, but I don't like the looks of it. So, Dave, you're a real good dad, but yeah, go ahead, go on, walk down the block and tell her parents.
If you've got a question for the life coach, you should be dialing 800-252-1025 because any kind of problem you have, Danny can help you.
How dangerous is Facebook when you think about it? Just really the things that can happen.
Well, it's stupid. Why is the girl posting those pictures? There's something wrong.
Well, somebody else might be posting those pictures. I don't know who's posting those pictures. There are a lot of those iPhones running around. But I will tell you this. I'm not joking when I say this, but it's not completely true, that MySpace cost me a marriage. you can just get it us and then they're, hi, my name's Danny. I like your face. Hey, you haven't even seen my face. Shut up. Just wear your underwear. That's me on MySpace. You can see how I got all the girls. But just all that stuff can suck you right in.
800-252-1025. Call with your problems. Danny Bonaduce will solve them for you.
I will.
And life will be better. You can always email lifecoach@KZOK.com. Christine in Seattle.
Like Christine did.
I want to break up with my boyfriend, and I don't want to do it in person. I want to call him and tell him it's not going to work, and then hang up the phone and be miserable by myself. That way, I won't have to deal with the fallout from him in person. My best friend thinks a breakup by phone is tacky and that I need to do it in person. I don't want to. How do you feel about it?
Oh, I think not only you tacky, I think you're a coward. I mean, said that, so what? I'm going to assume you're a kid involved in all this. I don't want to say goodbye. I want to break up with my boyfriend in person. I'll call him. Yeah, I'm assuming that you're a kid. But you hear, what was it? Sylvester Stallone got rid of his wife of years by fax machine. Nobody even owns a fax machine anymore.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it is kind of awesome, really. But you don't owe anybody anything, and I'm a presuming age for you. You don't owe anybody anything at your age. If you don't want to see him, you don't want to watch him cry, you don't want to hear the noise, that's up to you. But having said all that, I'm going to go, but you're kind of a coward. But I don't think he deserves it. Paul, do you remember the last time you were dumped by a girl, or any time you were dumped by a girl?
Sure.
What was the big difference if she'd have called you, had Bobby tell you, or came over to your house? Would it have made all the difference in the world?
No, not really.
You're broke. Thanks. I was like treading dangerous territory. You're single after that conversation. Doesn't matter how you do it. So break up with him on the phone if that's what you want to do. If you owe him more than that, you wouldn't have broken up with him. If you owed him all this much because he's such a great guy, you wouldn't have dumped him. So call him up, tell him he's single, and get out there and call MySpace. Wait, my time. No, he's over 50 for that one. Match.com. There you go.
Or just make some sandwiches.
That's all you gotta do.
Peanut butter, bologna.
I totally thought there were foods involved with that.
You have the most...
Because that's your idea of a party, You're making a sandwich.
Innocent thing, and you were always Mr. Jump to sex immediately. Oh, making sandwiches to you meant food.
Yes, I thought there was bologna involved.
800-252-1025. If you've got a problem, let the life coach sort it out for you. Gina on Bainbridge Island, you're the next caller.
Good morning, Gina.
Good morning.
What's up?
Okay, so I'll try to make it very quick. About 3 years ago, I answered a Craigslist ad for Friends with Benefits. It was really awesome for about 7 months, and he was moving away.
So for those of us that have not been brave enough to do that, God love you, Gina. So Friends with, you went to I'm obsessed now. You went to Craigslist, and a Friends with Benefits is we can have something to eat and go out and have some sex, and everybody goes on their...
Make sandwiches.
You can make sandwiches, have sex, and everybody goes on their own way, right?
Only really sex and maybe a little bit of weed smoking.
God bless you, Gina. How cool is that? So girls like you really do exist. Praise the Lord. All right, go on there, Gina.
So we hung out for about 7 months. It was cool. He was moving away. So it's been 3 years. I really fell for this guy. Never told him. 3 years later, he looks me up on Facebook.
By the way, before we move on, can I commend you on never telling him? Normally, I would say, tell a guy about your feelings, but you're Friends with Benefits. You're not supposed to have those kind of feelings. Everybody's supposed to just get sex and move along.
Exactly.
All
so
right, back to you.
I distanced myself. We go our separate ways. Well, so he looked me up in December on Facebook. I didn't even see the message till February. I messaged him back. We're kind of talking. He says all this wonderful stuff to me about our time together, reminiscing very, like he likes me. So
Right.
then the other day, sends me a text message, no matter what, you've given me a lifetime of sexy memories, blah, 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 blah. He has it. I said, is that code guy code for you have a girlfriend? He says, no, but we're talking about moving in together. Why contact me after all this time for that?
Wait. Who's moving in with who?
This guy...
Oh, I'll tell you why he wants to contact you. It's no problem at all. Does anybody else get this? He plans to have a Friends with Benefit on the side while he lives with a girl, and that's you. He wants to see if you'll be mad. It's the arrangement that you have. You and he have sex with no strings attached. Now he's moving in with a girl, and he wants to know if you're going to be up for that. I can't believe you didn't know that.
Well, why would I think that? We haven't even spoken in so long, and there was no basis for him to even contact me after all this time.
Because you weren't thinking of each other, I was going to tell you if you were thinking about getting together with this guy, I was going to say, such a bad idea. He's going to cheat from you from the get-go. That's the relationship you two have, is this kind of open sex thing. Now he's getting off the market. You're not because I love you so much, Gina, you're not the only girl he's sending these messages to. There were 2 or 3 Friends with Benefits out there, and he wants to see which ones are still going to be there for him now that he's with a girl. So luckily you said no, because otherwise you're going to be so moved to the back of the aisle on this one. You were going to be a booty call for a guy that's actually got a girlfriend. So what was your actual full-on question for me?
Well, I just feel like it seemed inordinately cruel for him to come out of the woodwork and say all this really wonderful stuff only to behave like that. And so does this man... It's really just about sex, or is there something possibly between them?
No, there's nothing there. Write this guy off. Don't investigate. You know what? Because you're asking me, is this inordinately cruel? That's what he'll do. That's who he is. If he thinks he's going to get sex while he's got a girl, that he knows it. I watch how easy this is to. No, Gina, I love you. That whole time we were just having sex, I loved you. I always love you. I think about you night and day. You're my first thought in the morning. You're my last thought at night. That's how hard it is to say that crap. I love you more than anything, Gina, but this guy is no good. Write him off and go for a different boy. And thank you, Gina. I appreciate your phone call, but don't get your feelings hurt over this guy. He's a punk and he's no good.
If you've got a question for the life coach, there is still time to call 800-252-1025. You can always email lifecoach@kzok.com.
Oh, I should have introduced her to Gibbons.
Mm-hmm.
A young girl, singer, likes to answer ads and stuff like that.
All right. Well,
hey, you should call back and fall in love with Gibbons' Facebook page. He works here. I commend him. I think he's a great guy. When I commend him, I recommend him.
Gibbons@KZOK.com, right?
That's me.
There
She
you
can
go.
email.
Mm-hmm.
You guys get together, go to the 5 Point, and have a couple of brews.
I think she would be the perfect girl and vice versa.
All right, then.
I was thinking the same thing. I just didn't want to speak up.
I was thinking that the whole time going,
Yeah.
oh, put her on with Gibbons, and then I didn't. I'm sorry, bro, but I'm sure she'll call back.
What was her name?
Gina?
Gina? Gibbons@KZOK.com.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then.
Sup, girl?
Damn, I was
Sup,
just going to
girl?
say that.
Sup, girl?
Sup, girl?
Let's hear it, Gibbons.
Sup, girl?
Nice job. Oh, she just emailed, didn't she?
Yeah, buddy.
All right, we've got an email here from Brenda in Maple Valley. I have a friend who never stops bragging. Her sex life is the greatest. Her job is the most important job in the world. She is so socially in demand, and she's drowning in money. She can't stop talking about how great her life is. I want to tell her to knock it off, but I don't really want to lose her as a friend because despite her bragging, I actually do like her. What do you think I could do?
You can find out what's at the bottom of it, because everything that she's doing, it isn't true. I'm sure she has a fine marriage, a great marriage, although, you know, everybody's marriage that isn't hell is a great marriage. If you're not currently in hell, you got a great marriage going on right there. But you know what? She's talking about her job like that and how much money she makes. I would look at it, if you want to give it this kind of time, that she's having some sort of money troubles. I will tell you this right now. That stuff is not true. And interesting enough, what is this person's name again?
Brenda,
I'll tell you, it's kind of weird. Amy got an email from one of her sisters. I don't remember which one. They were on a train somewhere with a friend, a couple of friends staying up a train from New York somewhere. I said, oh, God, I met this girl. All she does is brag about her husband, her marriage, her job, and her money. This apparently happens all the time, unless you happen to be in a hassle with my sister-in-law's good friend, but I don't think so. This person, I would think, in all honesty, has some problems, and if you want to be friends with her, and that's what you said, you like the girl, look into it a little bit. If you want, you can just take the ride of being this girl's friend. But I would say that girl is having some sort of personal crisis. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's money because you'd see it. No, it might be money, it might be love, but whatever it is, you don't talk like that when it's all 100% true. And by the way, and maybe this will make you feel better as it makes me feel, nobody's that happy. You're not even meant to be that happy. The reason you work to change your life is just nobody walks around being that happy. Oh man, my life is fabulous. I don't mind getting up at 4 a.m. Nothing sucks about that. Somebody hates something. And this girl, she's not telling you the truth. So that's what I would suggest. That if you want to be a friend, you look at it. If not, ride the rails on this all you want to, and just be your friend if that doesn't bother you. But I would say she's making a good portion of that up. Hey, that's all the time we have for Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones, Divorce Women. Call 1-800-DIVORCE.